Hello, welcome to the Always Be Comedy podcast. Our guest today is the great Charlie Baker. Tim, Charlie Baker needs to know that Charlie Baker is as brilliant as we think Charlie Baker is.
Well, we love Charlie Baker. I think he is properly. He's a real all rounder. He's been a circuit veteran. He just bosses all the big clubs, and then also he writes such funny like variety tour shows. Almost the amount of things he's doing with this new tour, Go Get It, is fascinating. It sounds so funny.
The new tour show, Go Get It, if you Google Charlie Baker tour, Go Get It, all the dates are there. Charlie is he's a very modern comedian, but he's also a very warm throwback. There's something, we love the old school, but Tim, you know what? He's got that glint in his eye in the way that a young Freddie Starr might have. You know what? He will love that reference.
He absolutely would. He's got that thing where it sort of doesn't matter who you bring along with you, they'll really love him. Like you could bring your 90-year-old dear grandma, she'll have a great time. You could bring your too cool for school teenager, and they're also loving it. It's really, he's just so funny. He's really good on this episode as well. He's great.
That was beautifully put. Ages 8 to 80. Charlie is your man. You know what? We'll try and get Charlie back at ABC. So hopefully there'll be Charlie back at ABC soon. In the meantime, in the coming weeks and months, there are the likes of Doc Brown, Flo and Joan, Joel Dommett, Josh Pugh, and many, many more. Timo, this Thursday at the Tommy Field, Flo and Joan, a mystery guest, Stuart Laws, Michael Odewale, yes please. This Thursday in Chelsea, Joel Dommett, Flo and Joan doing the double, Doc Brown at Chelsea. This Friday, a certain mystery guest, Joel Dommett. I regret if it sounds like I'm swallowing some burps. I shouldn't have had a fizzy drink just before we recorded. You don't get that from Bruno Brooks. This Friday, mystery guest, Joel Dommett, Pravanya Pillay. That's at the Tommy Field this Friday. And then Monday the 6th of April, Josh Pugh, one of our all-time heroes, Tim, Horatio Gould, Tuesday the 7th of April. Timo, how about Horatio last night doing the double, Chelsea and Kennington?
Oh man, he did the double. We were talking about him earlier in the week because he is still a relatively new act, but what he's doing is just crazy. Obviously, the co-host of the Finn vs. History podcast. And yeah, he did the double last night, bossed it in opening Tommy Field, and I hear reports he absolutely bossed it, closing Chelsea. He's a very, very impressive comedian.
He's a really, really very, very, very excellent comedian.
Yeah.
So please visit alwaysbecomedy.com/tickets. Tim, there are over 90 shows on sale.
Goodness me. You've got many opportunities to come join us, whether that's in Kennington, Chelsea, or indeed Balham coming soon.
Can we share one of our pet hates? And guys, we hope that when we say this, you're on our side, but you might not be. Quite a few people will say to me and Tim, "What? You're 5 nights a week?"
God, we were weekly, but that was 2019.
You know the scene in The Godfather where James Caan bites his fist?
Yeah,
that's me and Tim. We are 5 nights. Someone did it in the playground. One of the dads, I hasten to add. One of the dads did it in the playground, like a double take. What? You 5 nights? Yep. Yeah, 5 nights a week. Tell you what else, Tim. So what else we also get? I don't know about you. Quite a few comedians think we're at the Bedford already.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm fielding questions about that. I think most shows now.
Yeah, absolutely. We booked someone in. Oh, and can we double it with the Bedford? No, we're not there properly until September. Lovely bit of advertising for us at the Bedford there. We didn't mean that. So we are every Friday and Saturday from Friday the 4th of September, and then we're doing a few summer shows as well. The summer shows are all but sold out. Friday the 12th of June, I think, is sold out. Friday the 19th of June, if it's not sold out, we're down to last few. And then Friday the 24th of July, again down to the last few. We're doing a few pilot shows, basically, because we're going for road theatre style seating rather than the cabaret style seating. So we're running some pilots just to see how it works with the timings and so on. We appreciate with the road seating, maybe it takes people. This is beyond inside baseball. We'll almost have a stopwatch out to time the breaks. So hey, come along, be part of the admin. Look, at the moment, Tim. And by the way, Tim, also to answer quite a few questions. Right, we're at the Tommy Field in Kennington. We're weekly on Thursdays at the Trafalgar in Chelsea, and we'll also be at the Bedford Fridays and Saturdays. To answer quite a few questions, no, that's it. Tim, you're with me on that. We're pumping our brakes at 3, surely.
I think so. Yeah, I think we're going to have our hands full.
We couldn't cope.
No, I don't think so. I think we're going to be very busy come the end of the year. So,
did you see me reply to an email at something like 3:52 the other day?
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, AM. We should point out
AM. Sorry, yeah, that's not a brag. Otherwise, is it? It's barely a brag. It's an admission of a nervous breakdown.
This guy works till 4 p.m.
Yeah. You're welcome, comedy community. No, as a 47-year-old who does do the middle-aged, middle of the night bleary-eyed, someone had asked a question. I thought, I'll reply to it now.
Reply.
Probably not. If you're into wellness, you probably know that's not a sensible thing to do. Anyway, look, what is sensible is buying tickets to see Charlie Baker live. Here he is, the great Charlie Baker. So what's happened is we've started chatting before the podcast. But to be fair, it's given us a nice bit of momentum because Charlie called it. It was like, right, let's press record now. But the chat became still crazy after all these years. But Charlie, hang on, I don't want this to turn into a ball wash. Yeah. But I think I may have washed your balls on the last one. The fact is, people will see Charlie Baker and you're now, yes, comedian, all rounder Charlie Baker, but you are also a heavy hitter in the world of radio.
Well, I'm not going to say a heavy hitter, but I am doing more radio than I was, and I like doing the radio. So, TalkSport has been very good to me, and do you know what? I get to work with people who I really like and really respect their chops, and so Paul and Andy and Max Rushton they're just brilliant at their jobs, and to play second, be the foil to them and sit in the other chair, and for them to enjoy what I do and let me loose now and again, it's a privilege, the privilege. But I've always loved radio, and I sort of went, oh God, I've always loved radio my whole life.
When you were younger, who were your guys? Who were your radio guys?
Terry Wogan's breakfast show was unmatchable.
Terry Wogan's, do you remember his sign-off line? I think about it all the time.
Go on.
Thank you for being my...
Oh, you broke up just as you said it. If that was his sign-off line, what a terrible end to a broadcasting career.
No wonder I took him off.
Thank you for that. I mean, wow.
I'm switching to Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Have another go at this Terry Wogan's sign-off line.
So Terry Wogan's sign-off line, as you remember, was joining in.
Wow.
Listen, kids.
Do you remember when?
Hang on, let me finish this. Kids.
World War said,
hang on. Kids. If you feel like you're getting ganged up on, you just give it back. Just join in and give it back.
Join in with it. Yeah.
It's the only thing you can ever do, kids. You got to join in. But yeah, I mean, I remember.
One small for mankind.
Olivia's Hamlet. Just insane. Just beautiful.
Good bit. A good bit.
But look, we all remember 1966. The crowd. Is
Norman Collier, of course. If you want to find out who did that the best,
with that
Google Norman Collier.
That Norman Collier routine, it is 10 out of 10.
If you had that in your locker, if you had that, that's all you'd ever. Of course, that's all you'd ever do because also that Les Dawson playing the piano, you don't want to see him do anything else. You want to see Les Dawson playing the piano out of tune. You want to see Norman Collier doing the breaking up chat bit.
You want to see Freddie Starr dressed as a Nazi?
You want to see Bernie Clifton with the ostrich running around in that? I mean,
actually, I will say this as a Freddie Starr fan: the Freddie Starr routine where the tape slows down and plays too quickly,
unbelievable.
10 out of 10. It's perfect.
So if you had that one bit, yeah, that's all you want to see them do. Imagine turning up.
These guys weren't. They were. I mean, I say this. Any listener knows how much we love the old school.
Oh yeah,
but they weren't exactly mixing it up. Those guys.
No. One good bit, and then just keep doing that one good bit.
There's a friend of mine, Nick Metcalf, sometime podcast listener, the voice of snooker, got the Talking Snooker podcast. But he, as with us guys, loves the old school.
Yeah.
And he and I have an old joke about being the MC at a Norman Collier gig and going, okay, before we get Norman Collier on, just so you know, we've done a sound check and the microphone works perfectly. Please welcome Nick. Yeah, what's that? Yeah, works great. Please welcome Norman Collier.
Norman Collier also did a bit where he'd wind
the car. What are you doing? That's a great bit. And Norman, before you come on, we all know how the car windscreen works. Okay, please welcome Norman. It's a great bit though.
Wow.
So the bit is he's winding it up, and they can't hear him, and then when he winds it down, then they can hear him.
And they can hear him. Yeah. Imagine when you worked out you could do that so well.
Oh, we've all practiced the Norman Collier bit.
Anyway, what were we on to? The radio.
Terry Wogan's final line.
I love doing the radio, and you know what I've learned to do? I'm trying to learn to do properly now.
The listener will be going, what is Terry Wogan's final line?
Yeah. We heard it. You said it. You summed it up beautifully.
Sorry, yeah. I'm sorry. It is.
Google it. They can Google
in fact, listener, join in. Final line was...
You won't hear it any better than it was just...
The whole podcast is just this runner.
Who can forget Terry Wogan's final line? What did
So he signed off. It's not worth it now.
It's not going to be worth it now.
It's not going to be worth it. He signed off, and his final line was to the listener, because his genius was making it. He made it feel like he was talking to one person.
Yeah, one person. Yeah.
Thank you for being my friend.
Wow.
Wasn't worth it.
Wasn't worth it, was it? Was it? It's like when someone goes, I've got a brilliant story to tell you. Absolutely amazing story to tell you. All right, go on then.
I'll be the judge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Have you ever heard that Jerry Seinfeld tell... All right, Louis C.K., he's cancelled now, but Jerry Seinfeld and Louis C.K. tell that story. It's the 1980s, I think, and Louis C.K. is the MC and introduces Jerry Seinfeld and goes, please welcome the greatest comedian on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the gig, Seinfeld had to admonish Louis C.K. and say, don't ever do that again. Because Seinfeld said every single audience member folded their arms and went, oh, really?
Yeah, I've done that. I've introduced people like that. Best in the world, best in the country.
Still do it every gig?
One of the best you'll ever see. One of the best you'll ever see. That sort of thing. I love doing that. Really build people up. Oh, normally it's if I've forgotten their name or who's coming on. Needs no introduction.
Have you, Romesh told me a story when he was a new act, the MC. This was when people didn't know who Romesh Ranganathan was.
Yeah.
And the MC obviously panicked about mispronouncing Romesh Ranganathan.
Yeah.
And he went, and now, please welcome, and you can see like the terror in this MC's face. And he went, your next act.
Oh, great. Yeah, great. Your next act. Go wild, get really loud. And welcome.
Right, so you're about to say you feel like you've got the radio, it's like you've got the world by the tail. The radio, you're in the pocket.
I mean, look, you're one day away from the sack at all times.
That's the spirit
in Radioland. No, you really are in Radioland. You're one day away from the sack, and people can change their minds. But look, what we're doing on Talk Sport, Max and I has got record listeners and for record hours, and that's taken 5 years to get like that and to create the show that we want to take. And you have to give people time, doesn't it? Everything takes time, and you have to be prepared to get it wrong so you learn to get it right. And if people let you get it wrong, then you'll eventually, normally, if you listen to it, or you'll get it right. But a lot of the time, you don't get to get it wrong, do you? So
it's nice that they've given you time.
Very, very nice. And now I'm trying to learn to do music radio as well. And so I'm on Virgin on Saturdays and Sundays. And with that, it's very easy to fall into, okay, yep, here we are. Alanis Morissette there with Jagged Little Pill. And coming up in 5 minutes, we're going to be playing Simple Minds. And but here she is. It's Madonna.
That was great.
You know,
That was great.
But it's very easy to fall into that and then not be yourself. So that's the thing I'm trying to teach myself is to be myself, but to keep the energy going. Because on commercial music radio, you get about 30 seconds, 40 seconds link, and then you play 3 songs in a row. So, very, very short, succinct moments for each link. One thought, they always say.
Are you doing gear?
It's not gear. I tell you what it is. It's impro. It's very yes and. So if you see, so I've started going, Daily Star is the best for bits. So you'll see World's Biggest Pumpkins being grown, right? Great. You go, right, that is a link there. Brilliant.
Here, Smashing Pumpkins.
And then, so each link is actually like the way to do it is actually like a joke.
Yeah.
Set up. Oh, see, they've got the World's Biggest Pumpkin, and then tell them about the pumpkin. There's your middle of your joke. And then try and come up with a punchline before you do the. So, well, hope Cinderella can get home all right. Boom. Song.
Boomtown Rats.
Boomtown Rats. Yeah. Tell me why I don't like pumpkins. Sorry, Mondays. So each link is.
With these pumpkins, Geldof could have fed the world.
But it's difficult to do it without sounding like Smashy and Nicey,
Chris Moyles always calls it Radio Shire.
Yeah, tis that. But you listen to people who aren't. I'm trying to be good at it, and I will be hopefully good at it eventually. But you listen to people who've been doing it a long time, or are fresh to it, and and maybe it's not their skill set, but something they've learned to do. So the difference, I always think, and they cannot wait to give you a weather update and a travel report. Desperate. So they'll go, Olivia Dean there with Man I Need. It's 12 degrees this afternoon. How it's looking on those roads. How's it looking on those roads, John? Good stuff, right? Get the travel report. Okay, yeah. So 12 degrees this afternoon. And coming up, we're going to be playing some Depeche Mode. Here's George Michael.
Is it not really fun to present it like that? I'm enjoying it so much.
But it's just panic. It's what that is sort of searching, panicking, and sort of searching for, oh, please, just something to cling on to that I can say, rather than having to think, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? It's a lot easier with you if you're on your own. That's what it is. If you're with someone else, it's quite easy because you just have a chat. But if you're on your own, that's the thing. That's the thing to learn. And when you hear the greats, it's like, oh no, they feel like they're talking to me. Greg James is absolutely brilliant at it. He's a brilliant DJ. Alan Brazil's brilliant at it. Paul Hawksby's brilliant at it. They sound like they're talking to you.
Have any bits from, say, the Daily Star? Genuine question. Have they turned into actual bits?
Well, not really. Because
I'll tell you what. Pasco did a routine a couple of ABCs ago, and it's about something that she'd read in the paper about something in Norway.
Yeah,
she got like a 10-minute routine. It was fantastic. Whole 10-minute bit out of this thing. I just wondered if you'd had a.
Depends if you're looking for bits like I don't do stuff out the. I'm not going to ever get booked on Mock the Week. You have to know who you are. You have to know what you are and what you do. What I do is much more ephemeral and showy offy and from my life. And I'm not satirical. I can't. I tell you what I can't do is do it without it sounding studenty. Do you know what I mean? I can do a link. I can do a 1-minute link about a World's Biggest Pumpkin, or a man's found a 20p piece in his Mars bar or whatever. I love doing that sort of stuff. But kept me talking about Trump and the Hormuz Strait and trying to. I just feel like, well, this has been done by someone better. So that thing of, this would be great if I wasn't in it. That feeling.
Charlie.
This would be a great bit if I wasn't telling it. Sometimes I think that's how you. If you get that feeling, sometimes you go, yeah, this isn't you. And I'm also from a generation that grew up on Ben Elton going, a little bit of politics there. So I can't help but hear that in my head. if I ever say anything political, I'm not overly, I'm happy to talk about politics and what I believe and love one another and all those things,
It's great to
But
see you at that Tommy Robinson march.
but it's you go. Oh no, I don't think that's me. So I think you find as a comic is what are you funny about in everyday life, and I'm not funny about those things. I'm funny about how much a bag of manure costs, or I'm funny about what car you're driving or not, or that's what I'm, that's what I'm funny about is that what someone's wearing on their head.
Well, look, as we gear towards your new tour, Go Get It.
Go Get It.
Start.
You are wearing on your head at the moment.
Go Get It. Yeah, let my own merch. This is one of one.
That's a great cap. I didn't realise that's Charlie Baker. It is actual Charlie Baker merch. Go Get It on tour, Charlie Baker. 5 stars.
Wearing loads of caps with other people's things on. I thought, got to advertise yourself. And this is key, right? This is a bit of the Go Get It lifestyle here for you. A bit of the branding without being high performance on you. Got to know your own brand, guys.
I'm about to finish.
Support yourself. Don't. I support a football team and I wear football team stuff all the time. But support yourself. Think of who you are. Wear your own merch. It's key. Where's your ABC hat? Come on.
And I've got my David Letterman.
Exactly. You should be wearing Always Be Comedy merch at all times.
Yeah,
people would buy an Always Be Comedy hat.
Well, we've still got a few T-shirts to sell. By the way, the extra large, we think they've sold out.
Oh, that's good.
What, Tim? Why did I buy so many small?
Yeah,
what was I thinking?
Comedy fans are big fatty fatsos. You have to remember that. They absolutely love it. The fatsos love comedy.
The 2 winners are my daughters because they've got a lot of ABC 90s.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. we had 2 people buy XLs. Tim had to find them from the Tommyfield. I posted them this morning, and I was rummaging through the box because it's taken so long. I've given them a free T-shirt each. Tim, all I'm pulling out small.
Oh, really?
Small.
What was I thinking there?
Well, you have to do 2 for 1 on smalls, and give them away. Start giving away. Do some raffles and stuff.
Yeah, if you want to buy a small T-shirt,
dogs. Put them on your dogs.
Perfect. Right, hang on. I'm gonna promote this tour if it kills me.
Go get it.
Go Get It starts Richmond. So you're on tour from the 8th of September, which does take me into how do you turn out material?
Yeah.
What is the creative process, Charlie? And what sort of nick is this tour in right now?
It's in good nick. I did some work in progress of it last year. I've done 4 or 5 last year, and I really enjoyed doing it. And it came from I wrote a list to make my wife laugh of people that really annoy me, like little sort of bits of pieces of people that annoy me. And then I started writing songs about some of them and doing bits of material about them. So I had a long list of people who get on my nerves, basically. And then I thought, I can do this, and this is my 40th year in show business.
No, it's not.
It is. So I'm 50 this year. It's my 40th year in show business, and I'm like, I'm going to put everything I can do in this show around these bits of material. So it's become a bit of a what I've called it is a time capsule. Those time capsules people bury about themselves. Become a bit of a time capsule of my life, but in it is lots of stand-up comedy, but also everything all my other skills like trumpet, tap dancing, musicals, loads and loads of bits of pieces like that. So that's all in there as well. That's going to be strung through the whole thing. Hopefully, not in an annoying way.
What is the Charlie Baker audience? Because I mean, you've got such a rich and varied career.
Yeah,
some will come from. Some know you from comedy. So there's the long termers. People will come from Last Leg, won't they?
Last Leg. Well, that see that now. So that's given me a way into being satirical, actually, which isn't of my doing. Adam and Katie, who writes with Adam for Last Leg, and the boys write all those things I do on the Last Leg. I've been doing those now for a long time, turning up and being a cat or a cabbage but this is the first time I've been on as myself, which is good because when I did the Mandy and Andy and Copacabana, first time I'd been on and they said Charlie Baker and Charlie Baker came on rather than just a man who was a vegan farmer or whatever. So for those to hit like that and go viral like they did was great for me.
Spine tingling, truly.
Thanks, mate. Well, do you know what? It's really calmed my head. They've really calmed my head down, those things, because the search for televisual success and I feel like, it's happened without me expecting it in many ways. I'm so proud of those clips. I know I didn't write them, but I did perform them, and it's the first time I've ever seen anything that I've done on television where it's come out exactly as I wanted it to come out. And exactly to the level I expect. I think that I am, because in the past I think, am I kidding myself? Oh no, that's not what I meant at all. But these are the first things that came out through I turn up, they give me a script, they give me something to wear, and I go on normally,
You've still got to knock it out of the park, buddy.
You still got to go on and do it. And I was like, oh no, these. So when I saw them, I was like, oh no, that's what I meant, and that's what I thought I looked like, and that's what I thought I sounded like. So I'm really proud of them, and it's really it's completed me in many ways. I'm pretty emotional about it because it's something that I've always wanted to achieve, and I've achieved it.
So,
and not in the way I thought I would. I thought, maybe I'll get on the Royal Variety Performance, or I'll do Apollo or something, and that'll be, and that's when it'll happen. And actually, those things don't matter. And I did the Royal Variety Performance as part of Harry Hill's musical, and all those things are like, oh no, that they aren't you yet. This is you, and you find yourself eventually if you hang around in this business long enough. You find out who you are, and I put a post on my Instagram the other week saying I've quantum leaped. I don't know if you watch Quantum Leap, but he has to get to a certain point where he can go on to the next bit. And I've had a real mental quantum leap of, I'm fine. This is good. You're fine. Lean into it, So I've got a real feeling of calm that I don't think will leave me now with this business, because if that's my go, that's my go, and I'm happy with what I'm doing and what I've done.
That's superb. Go get it. Google Charlie Baker. Go get it.
And it's going to be really funny. Is the thing. It's going to be. I mean, my main audience, I think, at the moment, will probably be lots of talk sport people and their wives, and they go, well, she don't know who you are, but she enjoyed it. Look, it's a night of variety. It's a variety night. It's a one-man variety show with loads of jokes, singing, dancing, trumpet, magic. There's some magic in it. There's a couple of characters. In there. I'm doing some characters. Pat GPT's in there. Hello there, Pat GPT. What do you want to know? Hello, James. What do you want to know?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, you ask me, Pat GPT. Ask it. Anything at all.
Can you help me with my youngest daughter's homework?
Yeah. What is it? Which subject is it?
It's arithmetic.
No, that's maths, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you wait till Ken comes home? He's more. He's more of the mathematician.
Very good.
That's Pat GPT. Anyway, so now it'll be like 2 minutes in the show. It's basically a show of lots of different 5-minute bits. Sam Allardyce, the musical, Big Sam.
How long's the musical?
5 minutes. Well, it's like a potted version of the musical.
Megamix.
A Juicy Jessica line in the sand. It's one of the songs.
Nice.
My Life for a Pint of Wine. It's not a long ball. It's the right ball. Is the opening number.
Right. Super.
There's some football knowledge in there as well. So there's going to be some stuff for football people, but then I am also going to put in a contemporary dance about people who tell you that your torch is on your phone. So
sounds great.
It goes in.
it's going to be quite wild, isn't it? Hopefully not a mess. My wife's in charge of making sure it's not a mess.
So is she directing?
Not directing. She's pointing me in the right direction.
Charlie bristled at that. He did hilarious. Anyone watching the video, you can pause Charlie's directing. Let's make that.
Go get it.
Oh, it's
We're working out how it works.
There's a story there. So I'm the director. You're not the director. You know.
No. Does it sound like a show to you guys? It sounds like a show to me.
Definitely. I'm just going to WhatsApp your wife.
Yeah.
Sounds like a show.
But also, you got to do who you are, right? And that's, so you've got to do the show that is you.
All right.
Format time. Do you have a buzzer for a format or a sting?
Yeah, in the edit.
Oh yeah, there is.
Tim, can you get into the format, please, like you're a DJ? So come out of a song. God. I need you to come out of a song and read a text out from somebody, and then get into the format. No
guest has ever asked me to improvise, and I don't know how I feel about it.
That was Black Flag. What's the name of a Black Flag song, Tim?
Okay.
They're a bit camp than I remember. Black Flag. Woo!
Oh.
Black Flag with Always Be Comedy. Gene's been in touch. Gene says, I don't know who Black Flag are, Tim. But, well, Gene, listen in. We'll play some more Black Flag tomorrow in the Black Flag Hour. Anyway, it's time for this, the format. Yeah, we're going to do the format now. And on the line is Charlie Baker.
Absolutely perfect. And we'll just leave that in, so it's even better. So, Charlie, who are some of your favourite acts to see in a green room?
Oh, yes. Well, people become your friends, don't they? So the real people, if you work with people long enough, then it is just like seeing you'll look forward to it. I love seeing Rosie Jones in a green room. Mainly because she really laughs at me. She likes my company, and it's nice when somebody likes your jokes, isn't it? That's always nice. And she's funny.
I laughed there because you and I worked on Harry Hill's Tea Time.
Yeah.
And was Rosie...
Tell that story, James. Yeah.
Was Rosie an associate? Was she associate?
She was a runner, I think, or an AP, yeah. Assistant producer or
producer.
Yeah. Or a runner. I think she may have even been a runner.
Production assistant, perhaps?
I don't know what she was, but she was definitely not in the show or writing it at that time.
Rosie would cut... Charlie and I, our dressing rooms would be next to each other. I'm warming up. Charlie's in the show. And Rosie would come into my room and brief me on just any bits of business that were needed from the crowd, right?
Yeah.
Pretty standard stuff. And Rosie's like so likable, insanely likable. And I immediately thought, because I'd heard that she was, quote, new to comedy, I immediately thought, I can help. I want to help Rosie. Yeah. And so I said something like, look, I think Charlie might have been there at the, Charlie, we were sort of like, look, Rosie, if there's anything we can do to help you in this,
you're really funny, Rosie. You should you should get into stand up. You really should.
Anything we can do to help the two of Charlie and I, if we can help you, you just let us know, and we'll And then I think it was 2 weeks later, there was an advert for 8 out of 10 Cats. Who's on there as a panelist?
Rosie Jones.
So me and Charlie were like,
let me help you out. Oh, you appear to have a TV career. Oh, okay. What a disaster. Looking at
Rosie,
you like, oh, God.
Rosie, is there anything you can do to help me and Charlie?
Rosie, can you help me out? No, so Rosie, I like seeing Rosie. Rom's always good fun in the dressing room because he's so dry, but he cuts you down. He'll absolutely chop you down, and in a fun, nice way. So that's always good. Rob Rouse is always the answer. Rob Rouse is the nicest man alive, and a brilliant comedian. So there's a sort of some brotherly love there as well. So lots of people. There's very few I don't like to see. There's a few, but you just ignore them. You don't hang in the dressing room.
Leave the room. Pretend to call
just
someone.
Go and do something else. You don't have to. Don't have to tell people you don't like them unless they do something to you, do you?
Rouse, what is Rouse the ultimate comedian's comedian?
I think so, yeah.
Everyone
he's like one of those ones you go, well, when's his go? Give him a go. Put him on. Someone should put him on. Give him a go. People like him.
But I'll say this though,
love him.
But the Rouse experience surely is to see him do stand up.
Oh, of course it is. But he's also just such a good guy and such a nice bloke. He's handsome, looks great, and actually, I think, what's good is when you get into comedy, you're like young and fresh and new, and you are the new one, and you are the fresh new one. Here you are no longer the new one. Bad luck. You are now. You have to graft. You were the new one and you didn't make it stick, and now you have to do the work and graft for as long as it takes before you get one more go. And then I think you get to about 45, 50, where it's like, well, you know what you're doing now. So you know what you're doing. And if you're still in the game, then you really know what you're doing. And if you've learned from that and you've not just sat still and been resentful of other people's success, and you've kept moving and kept up with what's going on in the scene, then I think then you can do it for as long as you want to do it. And Rob's one of those people, I think.
Right, but next question, I suppose. I could talk a lot more about Rouse. Just say quickly, love that him and Brigstock are besties. That's always nice.
Yeah, and also go and see his tour.
Yes.
go see his tour, absolutely. However, the next question is for best new act you've seen recently.
Oh, have you seen Madeline Brettingham?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah.
So good.
And so she's won loads of competition things. But what I love about her is I'm saying probably 12 years ago, 10, 11, 12 years ago. She's a writer. She's always been a writer. And a comedy writer. And she writes, I think she's written a novel or two or a play or two. And she was, she'd do your hard yards, go and do a day's writing on a script, gagging up a script, or, that was her job. We had the same manager at the time. And I booked her to do a day on something I was working on and to sit with her for a day and gag this thing up with her. And I was like, she was so good. She was just so naturally funny, and her mind worked in a really good way. And I was like, why? I say this to people all the time, but especially with someone like that, what is it that stopped you getting on stage and doing this for yourself? Because you've got your mind does it, and then you have to accept people have different levels of confidence. Their life is different. Their life's worked out differently. They might not want to step on stage. They might not want to put themselves out there and show that side of themselves. Might be too scared. But I always think with comedians, well, you'll do it eventually. If it's in you, you'll do it eventually. Whether or not you leave it too late or leave it too long is what the answer is. But I was always like, oh, she's great. And you think of, who's the great lost comedian? There's a lot of great lost comedians out there. But there you go, she's great. So when I saw she was doing open spots and for whatever reason that finally made her get on stage, I've no idea. But I think she's fantastic. And I think
great choice.
I think she's got a huge future because she's got the chops. She's used to writing 50 jokes a day for whatever her fee is, So if she wants to write for herself, then, and that's who I would say.
Brilliant.
We were talking about the lost comedians. So next question is, who's your favorite comedian who no longer does it?
Well, I used to like Stu Francis, sister. Did he retire, Stu Francis? Not I Could Crush a Grape.
He did retire.
Retired, yeah. His stuff was great, but I think it's tough being one of those one-liner guys.
Yeah.
Constantly trying to turn stuff over, aren't you? And
Sam Campbell said something recently because he slips in lots of one-liners.
Yeah.
But he says the thing with the one-liner, he said this in a much more humorous way than this dry way I'm interpreting it. But he's like, you put all the work in for a one-liner, and it's over in 5 seconds. 5 seconds.
It's gone.
Whereas if you can come up with a routine, it could be a 10-minute bit because you're riffing on Terry Wogan's microphone not working.
Yeah, great. That's a great new bit you've got.
And it keeps paying out.
Yeah,
He'll have
yeah.
I mean, I could pick so many at random, but he's got so many killer gags. Obviously put loads of work into it, but gone.
But also,
so, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Also, if you got that one-liner and people get to know that one-liner, Velcro, what a rip-off, Tim Vine. You must get to that bit, and everybody knows that bit. So I don't know if when you're a one-liner guy, if that's like playing the hits that people want to hear it, or if you can't do it because it just gets "ree" or
yeah.
Is there anything worse than someone who goes "badum tish" after a joke? Just like a normal grockle, not grockle.
We used to have an audience member that would do this sometimes. Ooh, and sometimes it'd be. I remember one night it was Joel Dommett, who's the least
edge. The edge. People love the edge.
But they were doing ooh to Joel, and
was it Frank Spencer?
Ooh,
ooh, you got a bit of trouble with that one.
It was Frank Spencer, but Joel, Joel's doing like great, broad, fantastic mainstream stand-up, and this reaction would be ooh, as if he was like some sort of edgelord. I remember Joel looking at this person.
I would suggest that
what?
always be comedy is not for that person.
No.
Ooh, Betty. Yeah. So
can you do
him? But also,
can you try and do it like your best Frank Spencer?
I've got a bit of a Frank Spencer. I can do it, although he does sometimes go a little bit South African, So. Goes a little bit like he's going to go, Nelson Mandela. I used to do a little bit of Roy Hodgson or a little bit of Frank Spencer as I was doing a post-match. Well, we tried to play a 4-4-2, Betty, and it didn't work out. So I put it into a 3-5-1.
That's great. Roy Hodgson, Frank Spencer mashup.
And the crowd really were getting on my back.
Perfect.
I mean, maybe I'll put that in. I can only do 4 impressions. The 4 impressions I can do are going to be in the show. The 4 impressions I'm still allowed to do, that is. Because a lot of the ones from the 80s playbook of.
I maintain that Lenny Henry was a good bit.
Well, also
Yeah.
Hey.
Sure.
Not allowed to do them anymore, are you? Yeah, exactly. Sure. We can all do it, but you're not allowed to do them. But yeah, I've got 4 impressions, and they will all be in the show. So.
Saville's still in there, though, isn't he?
I can't do Saville. I like Saville, but I could never do a really good Saville. I can't do impressions. I'm rubbish at impressions.
Have you ever heard Alex Lowe's Saville?
No. Is it good?
Sensational.
It's about spot on.
It's sensational.
No, some silly impressions will be in there in the show. There's a bit where I'd sing Jean Valjean. Prayer from the Les Mis, but his smoke alarm battery is going. So
fantastic.
Perfect. The visual bit there.
Then on a slightly sadder note as well, the person I miss as well is Steve Brown, who is who sadly left us.
The maestro
has died, and was just such a great company. Took no prisoners, took no shit, told you what he thought of you, but also if he was your fan, then he would build you up in a way that he believed in me more than I believed in me. He was just so. I worked with him on a few musicals with Harry, but he's also his talent. It's when someone like that goes, the talent that goes with them is extraordinary. Is just his lyrical genius, his musical genius, his vibe, his whole vibe, how rock and roll he was, and just the truth that came out of him was just great. And so that's who now and again I'll go, oh. So there's a bit in the show, the Sam Allardyce musical is sort of a tribute to him in many ways, trying to be a very diluted version of him.
If you want to know how much Steve was a tough guy, stuck to his guns, Harry Hill's got a great story in the Fights book.
Yes.
Simon Cowell versus Steve Brown. He
tells it on if you go on to Rob Brydon's podcast, Harry tells it on there. and he tells it really well. It's very, very funny. So
now, hang on. Let's just tell it for the listener.
no, praise it. Yeah,
It's something like they play one of the songs from the musical, from the Pop Idol musical, right?
It's I can't sing is the musical.
I can't sing,
and it's X Factor the musical basically.
X Factor.
And
sort that in post.
Harry and Steve go to the Simon Cowell link, and Simon's there and a few other people, and they read the script and they play some of the songs. And I don't want to ruin Harry's story. He'll tell it better. But they read script, and at the end they go, "Great, we love it, absolutely brilliant." And Simon goes, "Yeah, it's great. That song at the end needs a key change, but other than that, fantastic." Steve goes, "No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't." And they're like on the verge of getting all this money to make this musical, which ended up at the London Palladium, for goodness sake, right? But Steve goes, "No, it doesn't need a key change. Doesn't need a key change." He said this to Simon Cowell, who's basically putting the money. "No, song's fine. Doesn't need a key change. Fine." A couple of days go by. Harry gets a phone call from Simon's assistant. "Yeah, all going ahead, Harry. We absolutely love it. Simon's just got one question. Do you need Steve with the project?" Yeah, but he tells it better than that. Find someone else.
No, that's I didn't want to. That was beautifully told. That book Fight is just
great. Yeah,
anecdote central.
Yeah, well, he's the greatest, isn't he? We all worship at the altar.
Do you get a thanks at the end?
Somewhere in there, I think my name's in there somewhere, but I don't need a thanks. I always say to him, I don't need a thanks. I don't need that from him. You know, he's just. He's given me so much joy in my life that it's like even if I didn't know him, then you know.
I do need a thanks from him.
Oh, do you? Okay.
And I get one in the book.
Oh, that's nice.
Lovely.
One of his books in the front of it, does it say this is... Hang
on. I knew that you got a thanks in that book, but I wanted to be sure. That wasn't me gloating. I was pretty sure that you also hang on, there's not time for this. I wish there was.
No time
Tim,
for this.
what's
Carry
the next
on.
question?
Carry on.
The next question is, what is a joke or a bit that you've retired that you secretly miss?
Oh, I don't retire bits. I was saying this to my wife beforehand. I don't retire anything. Why are you retiring things, people?
Rolf Harris impression.
Just give it a long enough. Also, no one's ever seen me. No one's, and as much as I think, oh yeah, I've been going for ages. No one's seen me do comedy.
Seen you.
No one's seen.
Yeah, I'm with Tim. I think you're too harsh on yourself. I mean, this is a long-running thing with you.
As an amount of, you could probably get the
Tim,
amount.
let's both shake our heads.
No, what I mean is this, right? Is sometimes I'll do a gig and I'll support someone, you know, who does the big theaters and the big venues, and I'll go, more people were here tonight than saw my last tour. So you go, and I'm not saying this in it, I'm doing myself down at all. So I'm like, I'm in no place to retire bits and pieces. What, I'm going to retire a brilliant routine from a show I did in 2015 that probably 3,000 people saw. So, I'm not going to retire the bit.
So does the tap dance bit, you know the bit I mean, one of my favourites, does that stay in?
No, that won't be in, no, because people know that bit. No, I'm tap dancing. I'm tap dancing to ski. I'm tap dancing to Ski Sunday. In this show. Right. In this show. There's a bit in this show that is all it's theme tunes of how I grew up, when I grew up. So I'm playing Johnny Briggs on the trombone. I'm playing the Antiques Roadshow on the trumpet. I'm tap dancing to Ski Sunday, and I'm singing Gummy Bears because it's the best theme tune of all time. So
amazing,
but with funny bits as well at the same time. But no, I think retiring bits is like, well, and also where, you know, if I was in Stroud Saturday night, right, last Friday night just gone, right? Gig, lovely gig, couple hundred people, you know, your bread and butter, decent circuit gig. Those people want me to do this is what the problem I always have. I'm not going to keep something in my back pocket if I think it's going to absolutely kill them.
Good on you.
I'm going to do that bit.
Good.
So they don't give a shit. They've got a babysitter and
100%.
they're having a night out. Why?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't do that bit because I did it in 2018. Do the funny bit.
The Eagles, lads, we're not doing Hotel California tonight.
We won't be doing
It's too good.
Spin Doctors. We're not doing Two Princes tonight, guys.
Right then.
What is a peer's joke or bit that you wish you had written?
Oh, there's loads of bits. Isn't it? Loads of bits when you go, oh, that's a good bit, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
What a lovely bit. Alan Cochrane used to have a bit about the rings on a hob. About which was your favourite ring on the hob.
Great.
And he'd just go through all the rings on the hob. And everyone and like, how do you even... He used to also have a bit about his wife. If his wife died, how it'd be sad, but also how cute he'd look at the school gates, which is pretty hardcore, but a funny bit. But the hob ring bit is a good bit, right? And everyone, you know, I can't remember what I said last time I was on here, but I feel like I may have said this before, but Gavin Webster's panda bit is about as good as it gets. His panda routine is about as good as it gets. The here, dear. Terry Alderton used to have a bit with a bit of music, a bit of Indian music that was just so funny. And I can't even remember why it was funny. But it was just the way he used the music and the way he danced and that sort of stuff was amazing. But everyone has good bits. Everyone's got one good bit. Otherwise, they wouldn't get... I mean, some people have only got one good bit and the rest is crowd work or padding. But you don't get anywhere unless you've got one good bit, right? But I like silly stuff with great jokes attached to it, but I have no jealousy of anybody's bits. I have envy, but not no jealousy. I don't want anyone not to have their funny bit.
Perfect.
What is the weirdest way you've made money to supplement comedy?
Oh well, everything's supplementing comedy these days, isn't it? You have to you have to have a lot of comedy adjacent work. That is the key. Be able to pivot. If anyone wants a career in comedy, get some comedy adjacent work and be able to pivot. That is absolutely my advice. And by comedy adjacent, I mean, you know, obviously you are a comedian, but you have to have 2 or 3 other income streams. I recently hosted, this was a bit of a dream come true and a bit of a moment where, this has gone a bit far now. I hosted the draw for the FA Trophy and FA Vase with the velvet bag and everything. In the England dressing room at Wembley Stadium, and hosted it like as though I was Des Lynam, and I was like, "Oh, I'm not booked as a comedian here. I've been booked as a sports reporter." I was like, "This isn't what I do. This, you know." But I absolutely loved it. I'm stood next to. There's a moment where I was stood next to Gary Cahill having a chat with him about Chelsea's current form. And a little bit of chat about non-league football. And then, right, Gary, if you'd like to empty the bag for us. But also very aware that I was sort of doing impression of how I'd seen it done. There was no script. So it was like, oh, no, you just do it. You just present it. And I was like, okay. So I was sort of just doing this impression of how I'd seen people. It was like an improv game of how I'd seen people do the FA Cup and FA Carabao Cup and whatever draw they'd done in the past. So, but it was a great moment. It was a moment of, this is, but also a real sort of out of body experience.
I love Gary. Gary Cahill's a lovely guy, isn't he?
Oh yeah, lovely, yeah,
Oh,
and
thank
still
God.
at his fighting weight, and
He
the point,
looks sensational
yeah,
because he went to Palace after Chelsea. He was brilliant.
yeah, still got it. He could still play, if
And
he
what a
wanted
guy
to,
to have in the dressing room,
he wanted to drip down the league, he really could have, But they don't need. That's the one of the shames about football these days is they earn so much money at the top. They don't need to suddenly be playing for Scunthorpe, in when they're 36 or whatever. They can just stop. But yeah, really good guy. A lot of these footballers, for people who don't like football, a lot of these footballers aren't very confident. They're not very outside of football. They're not very confident people. I'm doing a podcast at the moment with Graham Lasseau, who's a lovely, lovely man.
Of course you
And
are.
and
Yes.
I have to constantly remind him that he played for England, you know, and was really good for England.
because it's a new skill set for these guys.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Podcasting and hosting and whatnot.
well, yeah, or radio or whatever, And you go, oh yeah,
Gary Cahill's a really good pundit. I hope he knows what a good pundit he is.
yeah. I think he'll come to it all eventually, but he's not long out of the game. So I think what they do for the first sort of year out of the game is go, oh, I don't have to get up on Boxing Day and train, or I don't have to, I don't have to whatever on a Saturday afternoon, because your muscle memory must be so since you were six, football, football, that you must have to just decompress when you especially if you've got enough money to.
Also, Champions League winner Gary
Yeah,
Cahill.
I mean, an amazing career, and I kept going. And we ever dropped, England, sorry, got a big cup final coming up. Selection is key, or we've got the England squad coming up. We ever dropped for England? We ever left out of a squad? Gary, no, never left out of a squad. Was always in. So just rock solid, exactly what you want in any, 6'4", and a centre back, and put his head where it hurts, and could also play the ball. So,
Superb.
it said on Wikipedia 5 minutes before
Get
I met
out
him
of here.
anyway. So,
Final question. What is the best advice, possibly from another comedian or something you've learned along the way?
now I've got quite into. I try not to be too sort of high performance podcast at all, but I quite like on Instagram Reels. Once you start looking at something, it constantly comes up on your feed. Sometimes in a good way, sometimes in a bad way. But I like you look at one pair of tits. Oh, I've seen them now. I don't want to. Maybe cut that bit.
No, you're joking. That's the clip.
Hey, here's one. Tiago Forte. You can't compete with someone who's having fun. Beautiful.
Ooh.
Who's Tiago Forte?
No idea, but these things pop up on my feed, and now and again I go, no, that one's bullshit.
Oh,
that one's good. Oh, that one's bullshit. The one I love at the moment
Yeah.
is nothing changes if nothing changes. And that really spoke to me, and I was like, this is exactly how you move on with
Classic.
your life.
Classic Gary Cahill.
And that was Gary Cahill.
Sorry, mate. Just tell us who the next team is. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah.
The
next team is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so nothing changes if nothing changes. Is my current. Oh, and there was another one the other day that was really good. To win the marathon, they don't give you the trophy, they give you the shoes. I was like, it's along those lines.
Hang on, what does that mean?
Means you're not just going to get given the trophy. You have to do the work.
Oh, I see. Right.
So I like these very, and I'm like a lot of always. And James, I'll often send you a sporting one. That was my favourite one, and this is key actually. If you want a long career in anything, which is the Novak Djokovic story. I've told you that, haven't I? I'll tell you. The Novak Djokovic was asked, Novak, you've won everything in the game. You've won over $300 million. You've won absolutely everything more than once. You've beaten everybody. You're known as the greatest tennis player. And yet here you are, you're in your 30s and you are still playing. Why? And he says, I like hitting tennis balls. And it's like, yeah, that is the key to whatever you want to do. You've got to like hitting tennis balls. balls. You've got to like telling jokes. You've got to like that little moment before you walk on stage and the audience go quiet and the lights go down and the mic comes up and you walk on. You've got to enjoy that and still get that little kick, that little feeling of, oh, I like that. And that's what I've been doing since I was 10 and I still love it. And I still like hitting tennis balls. And that's what I mean by comedy adjacent. If you get the same, I get the same feeling when the red light goes on when I've just played Depeche Mode and Enola Gay, you know, or I'm about to play Jagged Little Pill or Alanis Morissette. But first is the Traffic and Travel with John. You know, I get the same feeling, you know, when I'm about to pull some balls out of a velvet bag and it be the FA Trophy draw. It's the same feeling. I like hitting tennis balls, so chase those things.
Brilliant, Charlie. That was fantastic. Thank you very much.
Go get it,
Charlie Baker. Thank you so much. Go get it.
Go get it.
You can. Are you going to sell the hats on tour?
I'm not going to sell the hats on tour because they charge you 20% merch fee at venues. But I'm going to have a QR code where people will be able to buy the hats.
So if you want to sell your merch at a gig, they take 20%.
The venue take 20%. Yeah. So I will
have
a
car
QR
park.
code. I will have a QR code where people can buy the merch online.
I can't believe that.
Well, yeah. Well, imagine if you're Taylor Swift.
That's why
20%.
To some extent why tour t-shirts are like 40 quid.
Yeah, that's why, because you have to take off 20%. The venues take a cut. And a lot of the time, especially in music, it's the only way bands make any money is through the merch.
It is, yeah. Interesting. Thank you. Cheers, Charlie. That was fantastic. Huge and heartfelt thanks to Charlie Baker. What a guy. Charlie Baker is one of those names where I have to say his full name. Please see also Sarah Pascoe. I don't make the rules. Tim, your favourite Charlie Baker memory? Oh, I've got quite a good one. Can I share it?
Please do share it.
So quite recently, I'm warming up on last leg, and side of stage, I'm stood with Charlie Baker and Faye from Off the Curb, and the three of us are chatting about comedy and what have you. You know what? We're chatting about Jack D, actually.
Oh, nice.
And I put my left hand on Faye's shoulder and my right hand on Charlie's shoulder, and I looked at the two of them and I said, "This is show business."
Oh, it's nice stuff.
I absolutely loved it. It's one of those moments where I was just acutely aware of everything. I'm warming up a TV show. They're either about to record or they record. You know, we're whispering about Jack D, and Faye's someone I like a lot. Charlie's someone I like a lot, and it was just a nice moment of, do you know what? My young, to use a quote from my youngest daughter, 7 years old. Every now and then, if we're having a nice time, she will just say, apropos of nothing, "This is nice." And it was one of those moments where I just thought, this is nice. Timo.
Yeah, I had one of those teching a Tim Key show in one of my favourite venues in Edinburgh with the lovely producers off said show. And it was just we're very lucky to get to do this. It's very nice. It's very nice.
I got home from Martin Lewis last night. It was 9 till 10. I got back about, I don't know, 11, half 11. But I had that same wave of this is nice. It's good to have that. I think it's important to be grateful and appreciative, I suppose.
Oh God, absolutely. Now I've got bad news for you because it's a rebooked episode. Favorite memory? Don't need that. We want to know what you learned, but we'll of course keep it in because it's lovely stuff.
What we learned from Charlie Baker.
What did we learn? I don't know. Just how good he is as Mr. Radio. I know that's a real cop-out from me, but just watching him do his radio smashy and nicey sort of impression, I could have watched him do that for 7 hours.
I think I learned that Charlie Baker is even more of a great all-rounder than I previously realised. You know, it was said maybe the last truly great all-rounder. You know what? Probably Brian Conley. Gary Wilmot was another one.
Yeah.
Roy Castle is maybe the ultimate. Dick Van Dyke is another.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, and you know what? And I'm delighted that Charlie has found this fantastic home on the radio. Because I think sometimes Charlie would think, maybe Charlie should be the new Bradley Walsh, in terms of he can do everything. But I think TalkSport and Virgin and the podcast deals with Graham Lasso, I'm delighted that a good pal is having a great career.
Yeah, absolutely. Last time I saw him, he was doing some radio, but it's really, really ramped up since, and it's great to see.
Yeah. Oh, tell what else he's got. Funny bones.
Oh my God! In his sleep, he could absolutely smash a gig. He is phenomenal.
Beautifully put. Be sure to check out Charlie Baker. Go get it. Tim and I would love one of those caps, but we appreciate it there.
One of one.
One of one. Huge and heartfelt thanks, as always, guys. We're very grateful. Would you like to? I'm going to let you in on a secret. If it sounds like this is a shorter intro and outro, it's because I have to pick my wife up from work in 5 minutes, and it's a trip that I should have set off on 5 minutes ago. So there you go.
With that in mind, thanks very much for listening.
Some of the listeners are going, oh, this is a nice quick intro and outro. This is how it should be. Oh, right, the extenuating circumstances. Lots of love, guys. Timo, see you soon. God bless you all. Bye, 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 bye.